Hey, good morning. Welcome to the CGS Biblecast. So glad you're here. I thought we'd head into the Psalms again and check that out. So let's head over there. Here we are, Psalms chapter 66, verse 1 and 2. Just your basic psalm. It's a song that was sang to exalt the Lord. It says in verse 1, shout joyful praises to God, all the earth. Sing about the glory of his name. Tell the world how glorious he is. So I was just talking to somebody this week about worship, and we're talking about like when it's too quiet. I noticed when it's quiet and like where the church is singing, like everyone's singing and it's quiet, there's a difference in how generations approach this. Older generations like it that way so they can hear each other sing and so they can hear themselves sing. They like to sing with harmonies and all that stuff. Our generation doesn't know how to do that. We don't know how to sing in harmonies and all these different parts, and we don't have hymnals that have the different notes, and even if we did, we wouldn't know what that would mean anyways. It's just differences in generations. I'm not saying that one's better than the other, but there has been a change in how what we're used to. So I noticed like when it's quieter, this Sunday's a little bit quieter. I noticed at our church. It's just fine. It's just happened to mix a little different. And I noticed myself, I got a little self-conscious at hearing myself sing because I didn't know if other people could hear me sing. I didn't want to think about, am I on perfect key and pitch? I don't want to really think about who I'm showing off to. And so like our modern worship services today, we run it a little louder. It's almost like a privacy thing. And in our church, we bring the lights down. So like if we're lifting our hands or not, there's not like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people think, what you're doing. It's kind of like this privacy curtain. And our generation feels more comfortable with the lights down a little bit and the music a little louder. So we can just focus on worship and the Lord and our prayers and what we're singing rather than how our worship is being interpreted by others. Just being a little transparent. This is not a theological breakdown because it's just personal preference. This is what we're used to now. And it's just what we're used to. So I don't feel like you need to fight me in the comment section about this because I'm not going to engage you in it anyways. But many of us can at least relate to the idea of being terrified of singing in public. If you're on a stage and given a microphone, maybe this happens if like you're part of a choir or you're on a worship team, or maybe you just karaoke night, I don't know, whatever. But you may notice yourself singing a little more quietly and not quite as loud. I do this in worship service when the music's not as loud. I sing just a little bit quieter. But why is this? Perhaps someone has criticized us for the way we sing, or maybe we don't want to draw attention to ourselves. But whatever the reason is, that little voice in our head contradicts God's voice. God wants 100% participation. Why does he want this? It's because when we sing his praises, something supernatural happens. Our emotions are fully engaged. Our mouths speak with words of truth. And our whole being produces a large, glorious sound to God. So if the music's a little quieter, if it's a little different maybe than what you're expected and used to, maybe the lights are different, brighter or darker or whatever, can we just put all of it behind us and not really focus on our idea of how it should be, and let's focus on being 100% in unity with those around us in worship. Whether it doesn't matter if you can hear, they can hear you or not. you can be fully engaged in worship no matter the atmosphere. So don't hold back. Don't be a spectator. Join in and rejoice in the Lord with total abandon. You know what? And your church needs it. Your church needs to hear each other singing. They don't want to feel like they're the only ones singing, and they don't want to feel like there's just no, like worship isn't the atmosphere that we're in. If no one's singing, if no one's praising, if it's just a totally dead and quiet room, then is that really a church entering into worship? And so it causes people to hold back, not be fully engaged, and not completely surrender to the Lord. You can help each other out by just going 100%. It's going to help someone else get there too. Anyway, something to think about today. Have a good day. Bye.